eat of everything.
I love that you said,
I gotta go.
I just gotta get out of here.
What's going on, guys? This may be a... Yeah, we'll start over. Wait, let's start over.
Why?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys?
You are listening to the You Are Here podcast. This is episode 18.
Good afternoon, morning.
Good morning, actually. It's
Whatever
like,
time
it's a good
it is.
like 7, 8 a.m. Guys.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What do you mean? Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Okay, dude. All right, I'm looking out for you. Oh, it won't matter.
What are you saying?
You already be. No.
All right. You guys can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to rate us on there. Also on Spotify. I'm forgetting where it is.
Yep.
Google Podcasts, Podbean, Castbox, Earworm. Yeah, we have a website, www.youareherepodcast.co. We could not afford the M. Guys, if you're not watching the video, at least for this one, I think you should kind of probably try to watch it.
Can I talk about this right now?
Because you may be hearing some noises in the back.
If it sounds a little bit like
we're outside in a forest by a lake,
then you're spot on.
It's because we are.
Mike, I went to Mike's place. I just gotta get this out of the way.
Yeah.
This will be posted on Wednesday.
Yes.
You'll already be in Japan. You leave on Monday.
Yeah.
So the surprise is over.
Oh, wow,
so we
dude.
can talk about this.
I was so scared.
Me too.
Yeah, what's up, bro? I'm in right now, guys. Yeah, dude. Oh, wow.
I was afraid.
I can explain it all.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm surprising my brother. He lives in Japan. He's a loyal follower of the podcast.
Shout out Sebastian.
Yeah, shout out Sebastian. Happy birthday, bro. I love you. You know, I'll be on my way, and I'll probably be there by now. And already met with him,
dude.
But yeah, dude. I'm going to visit him. Just a big surprise, dude. I almost.
Come on, bro.
I just flicked the spider.
Dude, are you kidding me? I warned you about it, and you flicked it on me, dude. Fuck.
So funny. But yeah, so I'm going out there. So I have a couple things planned for the next couple podcasts because we don't really want to skip one. That's what we've been trying to do.
Yeah.
For a long time is not skip any weeks. I have 2 guests lined up. My brother as the first. So that's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
I wish it could be all of us, man.
I know. I'm just excited to hear.
Yeah, and then the next guest is gonna be my good friend Eric. I met him actually studying abroad in Japan because I did for like 5 months, and he's done a lot of video work. Not really like films and movies, but he had a job at the Portland Raptors. Oregon Raptors, whatever the basketball team is.
Trailblazers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did like the video work for them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty big stuff. So and we're just good old friends. So
yeah, man.
It'll be cool to catch up.
I'm excited to hear
for sure, man.
Your homies talk with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Your brother.
It's a whole different world,
I'm really
man.
hyped about your brother.
Yeah, he's probably gonna roast me the whole time, man.
He sent a message on the YouTube page.
Yeah,
I could borrow his fishing rod.
Yeah, dude, we gotta go fishing. We got a beautiful lake behind.
We have a beautiful lake behind us, Greenwood Lake, dude. I walked into Mike's place this morning. We're doing this super early because we want to keep the surprise going, like Mike was saying. And he walks in, he's like packing shit up. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't even have coffee yet. What's going on? And he goes, we're doing it outside, bro. Come on. And we just drove over to Greenwood Lake, and now we're sitting on a bench in front of this beautiful lake. And I gotta say, man, I'm happy we did it.
Yeah,
I'm happy we did it. It's nice to do things kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I went on a hike yesterday, actually. I want to get into it.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
It was good, man. It's been a while. I actually went somewhere around here. And there's like a big mountain on the top somewhere over there. And
Is it around Greenwood Lake?
Yeah, it's on the left side of it.
Okay.
Like going that way.
The New York side.
Yeah. You can actually get to the state line going on it. But I usually take this one trail that goes up to the top, and it's like a whole view of this whole lake.
Wow.
It's really nice. But dude, my calves were burning. All right, they were burning. There's a couple foreign people in front of me.
Really?
And I'm gonna go past these guys.
Yeah.
These are all a group, and I'm like, I'm alone. I'm just gonna go up. You know?
Yeah.
And dude, I was like, I gotta keep going because
Yeah.
I don't want them to
You don't want
pass
to catch
me,
you?
dude. Dude, but it was tough.
That was a good pace.
Yeah. And at the top, dude, it's just beautiful view. You know what I mean? It's one of my like most like done hikes. It's only like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I don't know, just being in nature again after like so long.
Yeah.
I feel like it clears your mind and gives you like a different environment to think in.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So like on the way down, I don't know, the whole time I was kind of thinking, and also before going on the hike, like normally I was like, all right, I'm gonna have like, I like pack stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grab a snack, grab a water bottle.
Yeah.
I got a little bag, and like I bring my headphones and my phone, whatever. And I was like, how about like I just stay off my phone, dude?
Yeah,
just
dude.
for like an hour or so, you know?
Yeah.
And I did that, and honestly, I don't know, man. It sounds like corny as hell, just to be like, hey, get off your phone for a little bit. But honestly, man, when I thought about it, I'm like, I'm probably not. I've never not been on my phone for like more than an hour.
Isn't that crazy?
For the longest time, because I need to use it like for work and shit.
Yeah.
And then when like I think about it, I'm like, I always check it. I always whatever.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. For finally not doing it, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Isn't
I finally
it
have
nice?
I finally have like time to actually be with myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Instead of like worrying about other shit and being influenced by what you see like online on
dude.
Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
And I just had this like feeling of I kind of boiled it down. I started writing about it.
The
I kind
journal.
of got the
moleskin.
yeah, dude. So I kind of found the reason why I love this podcast so much.
All right. I want to hear
it. It's really
it. Dude.
weird.
I want to hear it.
So I'll just write like some of the stuff I wrote. It's not like perfect, but I put why I live for the podcast and you are here. So when you're feeling negativity about something, you need to identify it. And in that moment, I was thinking about like past relationships and stuff. And after listening to like the Tyler album and like a bunch of different music, I kind of got in a weird mood.
Yeah.
Because it kind of struck some chords, especially that album.
Right.
With like relationships and stuff. It's a good listen.
Shout out to
and then I don't know, because I talked to my brother. I talked about to you and my brother.
Oh, cool.
And I still wasn't really getting an answer that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, I wrote, how can you let something that is not affecting you right here, right now, and by like removing yourself and getting out of that normal environment, let's say like I work all the time or whatever, I'm in this like kind of mindset because of the things around me.
For sure.
And by removing myself and going into like a change of scenery or in nature, where you can finally like take a deep breath.
Yeah.
You finally like you realize like the only thing important is the moment right now.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, start living now. You are here.
Yes.
And I was like, that's the whole reason for the podcast.
Yes,
and why am I
man.
feeling like this?
Yes.
If I started this,
wow.
when we started this shit,
yeah,
I was like, that's crazy. So I don't know, man. It's like interesting to like the thing we talk about, like to try to help people. I kind of fall victim to.
Dude, I do too. You're not the only one. We all do.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Jim brought up when we were talking to him? And he I remember specifically he brought up this thing to us about. It was like a funny story about how like I called him up and like with this realization moment after he'd been telling me for like 3 months what I should be doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I hear you, but then like I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later I called him. I was like, dude, I think I figured it out. And he's like, yeah, I've been telling you. He didn't say that, but like the whole idea was. Me and you can have a conversation about being in the moment and like how to live your life, right? Yeah. And like I could be speaking to you about this and like telling you what's worked for me and like all this stuff and how I think this is how I live and how it's been a positive influence in my life and like made changes to make it more present and it's helped me. And like we could talk about that all day. Yeah. But for you, the individual, to find that in your own life, you got to go on your own journey to find it.
Yeah.
I can't make you feel that.
Yeah.
I can tell you about it.
Yeah.
You can take it in and be like, wow, that sounds great. I want that. But like you took a real chance by just showing up for yourself and going outside and turning your phone off and taking a hike.
Yeah.
And you made time for yourself to be present.
Yep.
You did that.
Yeah, man.
And look what happens on the other side of it. That's just an hour or
Yeah.
a couple hours
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
making time for yourself and being
For
present.
sure.
And I bet you're on another, something is like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
feels like a new chapter
Yep.
of your life a bit starting to
Yeah, man.
form.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. But you had to experience it. You had to do
Yes.
that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody could do that.
A lot of the time you think like you have to go to, somewhere else to get that help, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to look inside
Yeah.
and see what's really going on.
Yeah, man.
That's what I did, man. Felt good.
And that came off
Feel
of
better.
last week's talk we had.
Yeah, man.
And the conversation we had a few nights ago.
Yeah.
Because last week we talked about putting a fear on your putting your fears out there and putting like a spotlight on them and saying
Yep.
like, this is what I'm afraid of, and verbalizing it. You
Yeah.
know? And then you did that.
Took the step.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
And you got out there.
Yeah.
Made time for yourself.
Yep.
You were present. You had no choice. Put the phone away. Now you're
fucking-
journaling about this podcast and
Yeah.
this new.
I'm trying to journal
outlook.
more, man.
Yeah, dude.
Trying to get something every day.
Dude, I brought this for you today. This is, I don't know if you can see it. Letters to a Young Poet, if you're watching. Rainer Maria Rilke. I think that's how you pronounce it. This book.
Oh, we got a plane
We got a
coming.
plane? All right. We
I don't
got
know-
we got to dub over
I don't
it.
know why in my like brain I'm like, this probably is just so cool hearing all these things.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm
It
like,
probably
imagine
is.
this like image and then like all these sounds and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm like, it's probably just sounds terrible.
No, you know what I was thinking about that? I was kind of thinking about that before.
Yeah.
Before we started, I was like, it's kind of cool probably to hear birds chirping and like,
Yeah. I don't know,
planes
just
overhead.
something.
And, yeah.
Hearing like
life.
this conversation, over that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
It feels more real to me.
yeah, it's like you're
in
here
a
with
way.
us actually,
Yeah.
if you're listening, which you are technically.
You are here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Continue.
No, dude, it's kind of funny actually. But yeah. So this guy was a poet, and this young man was a fan of his and wanted to be a poet. He was a soldier,
Mhm.
and so he started writing to this poet, Rainer, and he just wanted advice, right? He just was in a pretty rough time in his life. It was I think he was 18 at the time, in the military, and he was having these thoughts. This is back in the day, and I'm like butchering this, but he wanted advice from someone he
Mhm.
really admired, and to his surprise, this poet wrote back to him and gave him
Mhm.
advice. And this book is all of the letters that he sent to this young man.
Yeah.
Right. So this little thing here, I wanted to read to you because I feel like I fall into this. I was thinking about living in the moment
Mm-hmm.
and how we have goals, right? And we talked about this last week about how like Alan Watts talks about like
Yeah.
achieving your goals and like
Uh-huh.
how life can be a series of those, and then you're never present.
Yeah.
Never experience it. And I was trying to break down like why do I feel like numb sometimes? Why do I feel like a day begins and ends and like I didn't even experience anything? And I think it has to do with that, with like I didn't accomplish my goal today.
Yeah.
And so like I was always chasing that thing, never accomplished it because it's too big of a fucking thing to accomplish in a day, obviously. And it's just it was impossible for me to be present in those days. And so I was trying to boil it down like why? And I think it was because like I didn't have faith that like those things will come,
Yeah.
like a patience, right?
Mhm.
And so I went through this book again, and this stuck out to me that I want to read to you. So he says, this alone is what it means to live as an artist, in understanding as in creating. In this, there is no measuring with time. A year doesn't matter, and 10 years are nothing. Being an artist means not numbering and counting, but ripening like a tree, which doesn't force its sap and stands confidently in the storms of spring. Not afraid that afterwards summer may not come. It does come, but it comes only to those who are patient, who are there as if eternity lay before them, so unconcernedly silent and vast. I learn it in every day of my life, learn it with pain I am grateful for. Patience is everything.
Damn.
There's so much. What do you get from that? There's so much faith there.
Yeah. It's like
The tree with the seasons and knowing that summer is going to come.
Yeah.
And standing there.
I kind of relate to it because it's like a lot of the time I always think like, oh, like, you know, like I'm not where I want to be yet, but I try to like tell myself, I'm like, when has like anything gone wrong, or when has anything not gone your way, but it ends up working out.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, you know what, like I remember me and my brother kind of always told us like we're gonna be people, like important, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna like, because we are, and like because we believe that, you know? It feels like that. You could just feel something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know, it feels, I love the way like you have these thoughts in your brain, like kind of the same thing as that, but like the way they put it, just like
the words they use
adds that extra like meaning.
It's like music.
Yeah, man. I love that.
Dude. Some people just have a way with words.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
And to put that down,
I wish. It's so hard.
Yeah, man. But what a gift to send that to like somebody who's asking for help, and like,
yeah, man.
I'm telling you, this book, dude, he talks a lot about, there's this one really famous excerpt from it, but he basically talks about how we live in like looking for answers, right?
Yeah.
We're constantly like digging and like trying to figure out the answer to this question that's like almost unattainable.
Yeah.
You know, what happens after we die? Like, I'll be searching for that forever, right?
Yeah.
That's like my shit. But to live, he's I'm not exactly sure how he puts it, but he says something about being okay, like living with the questions, like live the questions, not dying to find answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some kind of peace with like asking a question and being okay with never finding the answer, but like the search for the answer is enough.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I love that, man. I thought that was so cool because it takes a weight off. If you never find an answer, it's okay, but the search for the answer is like an action.
Yes.
You can actively do it. And if you don't, from a peaceful place, not from a place like where you let it devour you, you know, or like dictate how you live, because we're not going to get all the answers. Yeah. It's impossible. You know?
Yeah, I'm always torn on the feeling of like, should I keep trying to like figure these things out?
Yeah.
If that's like helping me or benefiting me anyway, or
yeah.
if I should just focus on, you know, the things at hand. Like, more important.
Dude. Yeah.
But I feel like there's something good about like questioning stuff like that.
Oh, all the time.
All the time, because I feel like it kind of shapes the way you think about like life and living, and how you are.
Yeah.
You know, in the world, and how you treat other people and stuff like that. It's weird. It's hard to. It's such a hard topic to talk about, but it's so fun to like.
It is
try
fun.
to dive in and just shoot
fun.
something.
I keep equating it to like when I was a kid, I would hear stories about like pirates. I was kind of big on that, and how like there was this it's like day where like apparently, you know, you'd hear a pirate in a story say like the world's much smaller now.
Yeah.
There's no more treasures to find. You know what I mean? And I feel like in life, like the older you get, like I feel like life is a journey of like asking questions and looking for answers, and like asking questions about yourself and like trying to figure out who you are. And it's this long journey, hopefully, just of you exploring. You're exploring. You know, we could get roped into the 9-to-5s, and we could get roped into like passing days, and that's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but if you are living in a present way, like you're searching, an artist gets the chance to like really search for answers and ask questions and look around and stop. And so the idea of like the pirate saying that the world is much smaller now, like I feel like the older you get, I start to feel that a bit, like oh man, like I've figured out a few things, and like I wish there was more questions that I could say, but there's always questions that I'm going to be asking, like trying to figure out, and things about myself that I'm going to be trying to figure out, and I'll never get the answers to. And that makes me think like that's the fun part about living. Yeah, man. You get to ask questions, you get to explore, you get to look for treasures, you know? Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of corny, but like I like that.
No, I agree for sure.
That thought, it's childlike.
Yeah. From that, I don't know. I want to ask this question. Like, maybe we asked this before on the podcast, but if there's like one thing you can like relive without like, you know, like going back, like you wipe out any first experience you ever had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And like experience it again.
Oh man. The first one that comes to mind is one that would happen a few times, and I was like driving the other day, and I was thinking, I was like in that mode where I was just thinking, allowing whatever came to the surface
Yeah.
to kind of come out. And I don't know where it came from, but I think I was thinking about being a kid again, and I was thinking about when I'd be sick, like I'd have a cold or something, right?
Yeah.
And I lived with my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and I would come home, or she would let me stay home, and like I knew the day was gonna be amazing, like I knew it was gonna be, a day of like, I lay on the couch in the living room on this like brown like corduroy couch, right?
Yeah.
From like the 70s, and she'd put the TV on for me, and I would just lay there, and she'd cover me up, and she'd like bring an ice pack out for me, like put it on my head, and like she'd be in the kitchen like making grilled cheese, and like I would just be watching like Little Bear or something,
Yeah, man.
you know, or Franklin or you know, whatever, and she would, you know, come out and ask me questions and let me like rest, and I felt, and I was trying to figure out like why that was coming up, and I think what I found was like I think it was like not the last, but a time where I was really looked at as something that was like, and taken care of as something that was like precious,
Yeah.
something that was like valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Like she did everything to try and make me feel better.
Yeah.
And though I think it's the way she looked at me, the way she took care of me in those moments, that was like, oh man, I feel like $1 million. I feel like, even though I'm sick right now, I feel like I'm held. Like someone is carrying my life right now and making sure that there's nothing wrong. Like they see something in me that's like valuable, worth taking care of. And like, I felt so high in those days. I felt in those moments, like I felt like there was not a care in the world. There was nowhere else I had to be. I was present, but I just got to enjoy like a lazy moment because someone I love was like looking at me and saying like, I'm going to take care of everything. I'm going to make sure that you're getting better. I don't know. Yeah. And it was my grandma. But I think it goes back to like the way she looked at me and took care of me.
Yeah, the care given to you.
Yeah. As if I was like a treasure, as if I was something special, you know?
Yeah.
Something to take care of.
Honestly, it's funny because
so one of those days I'd read it.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like the same with my like grandma. Like I used to go out with her.
Yeah.
My great grandma actually. I don't know. I loved always going on in Polish we say na spacer, which just means like for a walk or like, you know, groceries or just do something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And we'd always go and, you know, we'd always have like we'd have to go get some groceries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she'd always stop by and, you know, there's like the quarter machines and everything.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
get like a toy or something.
Yeah.
Then she'd bring us get some like a pastry or like bagel buttons. I remember, dude, fresh hot bagel
I remember you
buttons.
telling me this, dude.
Oh man, I don't know, just like that. Like, and I would go with my brother. You know, we were like running around, and she's like, "Oh, I'll get over here," and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just like there was no, I don't know. We talked about it before too. We talk about it a lot, but how the sense of like responsibility is just like you're living just for like getting some bagel buttons.
Yeah.
And like messing around, having fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I've
totally
loved that.
present, totally in the moment.
Yeah.
And
I
taken
live for
care
that,
of.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got you.
Yep. That's the best.
Yeah, man. You'd relive one of those. What
Yeah,
is it called?
man.
Na
Spacer and just a walk
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, just a walk. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's great.
It makes me think about have you ever had like, it makes me think about the way people like that feeling, like being seen and taken care of.
Yeah.
Like, and being like looked at as a special thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that now in life, it's much rarer probably, right?
Yeah. Or you have doubts.
Or you have doubts.
Yeah, like you feel like, oh, I'm not, you don't actually think or whatever. Because
Yeah.
I guess you see a lot of like people, you meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know, you have some bad experiences, some good experiences. One that can just mess you up, you know, throw you completely off.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get this like consensus and like your own idea of how people are in the world, you know? And a lot of people out there, it's sad, but they think like, oh, everyone just fucking wants to backstab you and like doesn't actually care.
Well, they've been through things probably.
Yeah. And as you grow, you know, you get depression, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You feel certain ways. And it gets harder, man. Mentally, I think just living gets harder.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always perfect.
No.
There's no perfect life out there.
No.
Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
No. It's cool. I was trying to take it to a place where, like, because this is just coming up in my head. Now, like, when's a time where, like, you stop and feel like a stranger, someone you're meeting, is taking you in and saying, like, whoa, there's something special about this person, or you feel that from another person.
You know what I think is maybe the most special you will ever, like, feel is by not feeling anything from that person.
Okay.
You know? So the way I think about it is, like, you have gotten to a point within the relationship, whether it's a family member or whoever, where you're so comfortable that you don't have those moments of, like, you know, awkwardness or anything like that. You're just kind of like, whatever. Like, I remember with my grandma, like, she would come into my room sometimes and I'd be like, and she would just, like, annoy me, right? On purpose sometimes. But sometimes I'd be like, yo, grandma, go away, like, stuff like that. Yeah. But it's like, I would never say that now, you know, now that she's gone and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Or even to, like, past really good friends or, like, relationships and stuff like that. Uh-oh. Might be dying right now.
Oh, no.
I feel like, and I feel like a lot of the time it's when you're so just, like, yourself with someone else.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that there's no wall, no barrier of anything.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like that's when you feel the most special.
Yeah, because there's no anticipation of, like, how to act.
And then once it's gone, you're like, oh, well, shit, dude. What happened?
You don't that's the thing, man.
You don't realize
you don't realize, I think, in the moment, man, living with my grandmother, and she's still alive. Like, I love my grandmother, but it's wild that, like, I don't see her every day anymore. Obviously, I don't talk to her as much as I'd like to, and that's on me. But it's once you remove the normalcy of the relationship, like how normal it became to just be around all the time and, like, guard down and, like, you realize, like, how special of a relationship it was, because it's different now. That thing was so, like, safe, and, like, you thought it'd be there forever. You weren't thinking about it.
Kind of took it for granted, too.
Of course. How could you not?
That's so tough, man.
It
happened a couple times in my life, man. And never feels good after, you know.
No, man, that's this
Some
idea
of the things
of,
that really, like, mess you up the most.
Well, it's the cost of really opening up and loving somebody. This is the cost every time.
Because a lot of the time, especially when I keep thinking back to relationships and, like, with whoever it is, but the time, like, the more time you spend, it's like the less and less you kind of live in that bubble, in that moment. You know, and you're like, all right, I'm safe here. I can worry about other things. You know, because I always know I'm here. But then you start to forget that this is still here. This is still, like, you know, supporting you.
Gratitude is the best tool, man.
That's why I think it's so important. I don't know. That's why I keep this podcast, man. Like, you are here. You're living now, man. You gotta appreciate what's happening now.
Don't miss a moment. Don't miss a moment.
Yeah, man.
Don't miss a fucking moment.
You gotta call your grandma today or something.
I will.
That's all I'm saying.
I will. I definitely will. I promise. I will.
Yo, everyone in the audience too. You gotta call someone that you love and you haven't seen in a while, and just talk to them.
If you're hearing this,
ask
now,
how they are.
Whatever. If you're listening now, pause it and just call somebody. Call somebody that you love.
Tell them about the podcast.
Tell them to subscribe. Oh my God, I'm gonna get attacked by a squirrel, bro. When's the last time that you felt like you connected to a stranger?
A stranger?
Someone you just met.
Damn, that's kind of rare.
Yeah, super rare
for me.
I think it's rare for everybody.
Oh.
Complete stranger. You want me to start?
Yeah, if you could.
I had one that came to mind. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I'm really curious about it, because it's so rare. When I was doing Lord, and I think it was like October or September of when we were rehearsing, like in the middle of rehearsals. I'd always get there early to the theater. Shout out theater for the new city. Those people were dope. I would get there early, and I'd just be sitting, you know, outside of the theater, you know, reading this book or, you know, going over whatever I was gonna do for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there, and there was a play, because there's a bunch of theaters inside the theater.
Yeah.
So in the other theater, a play was going to start, I guess, when our rehearsal was going to start, and people were filling in. And usually it's empty, and I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the little sitting area outside was packed.
Yeah.
And so I had my seat, and then there was other people like sitting in all the seats, and my backpack was next to me in another seat, right? And I was like, I'll move it if somebody comes,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And there was this older woman that started coming with a cane. And so I moved my backpack. I was like, would you like to sit? She's like, yes, thank you so much. And she had an accent. And I felt in that moment, like she sat next to me, we're shoulder to shoulder. She's much smaller than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, this instinct was coursing through my blood saying like, just talk to her.
Yeah.
Talk to her. And I was like, yeah, but, she doesn't know me. Maybe I'll be threatening. Maybe, she lives in the city. Like, that's not a normal thing. And so I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
So I sat there for a second, and I was like, man, fuck it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
What am I afraid of, really? What am I afraid of connecting with somebody
Yeah.
that I don't know? We're the same. So I just asked her, like, oh, are you here to see a show? And so we started having a conversation from there, right? She started opening up. And she was really sweet, right? And she started talking about that she came from France in the 50s, right? After the war. She moved here, a young girl. She got married. She lived with her husband for like 50-something years.
Wow.
I forget her name, and it's going to fucking kill me, man. I hate that I'm so bad with fucking names. So she's talking about her husband and then like how he passed, right? And I'm just taking her in. I'm just talking. I'm just listening. Like, all I want to do is hear her story. I was so fucking insanely like curious, right? Yeah. And the way she spoke to me was like pure eye contact, looking at me as if I was something special again, right? Wanting to share this like treasure with me. This is what it felt like. Her life, literally a full. She's 88.
Yeah. She's sharing
her life with me right now. The important things to her. And so I'm like sitting there like, oh man, please tell me more. Keep going. And the clock's ticking because the rehearsal's going to start in like 20, right? Mm-hmm. So time's flying, dude. I've been there with her for like 40 minutes, and she's talking to me about how she has a granddaughter and a grandson. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. She goes, yeah, I've been diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and saying it in such a peaceful way. Yeah. And my shit's all going crazy now. Because I'm like, you're sick? Like, this woman in front of me that's like this beautiful ray of light, like stranger that's I'm having this incredible connection with, is sick and dying? And so I'm freaking out. And she's like, yeah, and she's crying and smiling. I've never seen this expression on somebody before. Total peace, joy, and like hurt at the same time. It was a snapshot of a human being being totally open with another human being in my life. It's so rare. I've never experienced that like that. And she said, I used to love to dance. I'm getting choked up. I used to love to dance. And I said, oh, wow, tell me about that. And she said, when I was young, me and my husband, we'd go, dance all the time. And I loved it. I loved being a young girl, being able to dance. And now I can't really do that. And she was she's showing me her knee. And she's like, I walk here with a cane every other week and I watch a show. That's like my treat.
Yeah.
And she said, I used to come with my friend who passed away 6 months ago. And we've been coming for like 30 years. And I'm like, God damn, man. Like this is a full life. This is what it looks like. Yeah. This is what it looks like. This woman's, she's had great times, and now she's still finding a way. This is the moral. So she loves to dance. And she said, I was diagnosed 2 years ago with cancer. I can't dance anymore, right? They told me I can't dance. And they said, my grandson said that he was going to get married in 2 years, right? And so she looks at me, dude. Oh, God. She looks at me and she goes, and you know what the great thing was? I said to myself in that moment that I'm going to get better and I'm gonna dance at my grandson's wedding.
Oh man,
Dude,
that's amazing.
I got chills thinking about it. And she was the crying, smiling, like joyous, full of life, man. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and she goes, and he's getting married next summer. And she goes, I am cancer free, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna dance at my grandson's wedding. And in that moment, I don't know if she's going to or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
In that moment that I shared with her, she fully believed that she was going to dance at her grandson's wedding. Present. Totally there with me. And she gave me that. Yeah. She shared that with me. And that came from a fear of like, I don't know if I should connect with this woman or not, right?
Yeah.
And it rocked me, dude. It just gave me such perspective about like my fears and I have youth right now. I have my body. I have health. I have, I can do much of the things I want to do. I haven't lost all of my friends. I haven't lost the person I love. Not yet. It's so important, man. I think to go to these people, especially the people who lived full lives.
Yeah.
And just ask questions.
For sure, man.
To get perspective, right? I pulled out like a card. And I was like, here's my number. Here's my email. Like, please, like, call, email, anything, like anytime. Like, I don't think the show's for you, the one that I'm doing, but like, if you want to come, you come. And I never heard from her again.
Wow.
And maybe that's enough, dude.
Yeah, no, I think it is. It's definitely enough. Who knows? Maybe you like asking. Maybe no one has. You know what I mean?
It seemed like
she's been going there alone.
It's fucking.
That's so.
I got so much from that. I got so
man.
Much from that.
I love that. That's amazing.
But it's the value of just talking to a stranger.
Yeah. And
fighting trusting an instinct and fighting a fear.
Yeah.
Acting through a fear.
For sure.
Imagine I didn't experience that in my life.
No.
What a loss,
dude. That shapes
dude.
you too.
Totally.
You know?
From then on. Can I share one more thing with you?
Yeah. Keep going.
Fuck, I'm on a high. Think about the stranger thing too for you. But I saved this for you. I love, dude. It's crazy how things connect. Because I didn't know I was gonna say that. Man. This is from the Before trilogy that I told you to watch. You didn't watch it. It's okay, I still love you. In the one scene, the Julie Delpy's talking about God, right? She says, I believe if there's any kind of God, it wouldn't be in any of us. Not you or me, but just this little space in between. If there's any kind of magic in this world, it must be in the attempt of understanding someone sharing something. I know it's almost impossible to succeed, but who cares really? The answer must be in the attempt. Magic and trying to understand another person sharing something. Yeah. That's where God lies, in between us. Maybe it's not in us, but it's in between us. I just love the thought of like opening up to another person. I feel like that's always where I feel like this is a divine thing. Wow. It's not in like when I'm by myself with idle time and like just my thoughts. Sometimes that's a scary place to be. Sometimes it's great, but I don't feel like divine. Like when she was talking to me and sharing this and wanting to share this, I felt I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Everything else evaporated around me. Every care, every worry, everything. And I got more from that in my life than I had in a year of conversations like that. Nobody shares really anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That connects
in
so
an
perfectly.
Attempt to listen. Yeah.
This connects so nice.
This podcast is littered with that. Have you realized that?
Yeah, man.
Like things just connecting in weird ways when you open up to them. Yeah.
Wow. I'm still trying to think of something.
A stranger thing. No. It's all good.
I don't know, man.
How about this?
Well,
fucking
definitely not.
lake?
Definitely, it's not as crazy as that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. I think
you had a cool moment with the wacky dude at the at one store you were telling me about on the podcast. He was talking about astrology and he was talking about.
Oh yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, but you opened up.
Yeah. It was more of like, I guess it was more of like feeling good about having that interaction.
Yeah.
Just like with something I don't really, never really thought of.
Yeah.
Your
Your perspective shifted
open
a bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
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 You attempted to listen.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of the things I thought of is just like going back to when I studied abroad, and like I'm literally going across the world to meet like
Strangers.
no one.
Yeah.
To like go study.
Yeah, man.
And I remember in the airport, my one friend Anthony, shout out Ant.
Shout out. Ant.
Like he was like one of the first people I met, like at the airport, and like
When you got there?
yeah, like literally in the airport, not
Gotcha.
even at the place yet. We still have to take a bus like an hour and 30 minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I remember like I was like sitting there. It was like everyone's in the group that's going on like there's like a shuttle that takes you.
Yeah.
So I was like we were all just waiting. I was like normally like I wouldn't like talk in that situation,
Right.
Because I'm just like I don't know. We're all just chilling here with our luggage.
Yeah.
And I remember I just started like talking to him, and I was like, whatever. I was like, where are you from, dude?
Yeah,
Like, he's from Boston or something. I'm from Jersey. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like there was that instant kind of like, it wasn't through like a connection through our words, but just a connection of
An understanding.
And like we both are in this place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we're like,
so circumstantial.
yeah,
connection.
we're like, yeah, whatever. Like it just clicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're still good friends now and stuff. The same thing with my other friend that I'm gonna be with in Japan doing the
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh word.
Yeah, him too.
Talk about that story when you're with him. I want to hear it.
Yeah, for sure,
When you
sure. When we first met and everything,
Yeah,
it was weird. Another thing I want to go into is I was talking to my mom. I got home late from work. She came home from late too from work, and she cooked dinner and everything. It was like amazing food, whatever. And then I started asking her about and I think we were talking about something like the news, and they were talking about like immigration and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about how like the one guy I work with, he's not from here.
Right.
He came here, and some like complications of that,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Totally.
And she was saying how she told me it's crazy how people now think it's like so terrible to like live here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she was
This is
telling me
really
she was
cool.
like I didn't know this. Like there's so many things I don't know about her, and she always tells me she's like I have so many
I
stories.
want to talk to your mother, dude.
Yeah, man. One day we gotta all go out. She was telling me how she lived in Austria for a year.
What?
So, the way this came about is my family's from Poland, right?
Yeah.
Back then there was, like the wars,
Mhm.
communism, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're basically forced, and this was at the time they were kind of forcing people to go to camps.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like separating families, or if you're alone, they just take
Whoa.
you, put you to work, stuff like that.
Fuck,
So
dude, I didn't know that.
in my mom's family, like the mom knew this was gonna happen, and she didn't tell anyone in the family. And like if you speak about anything about like trying to go, leave, or anything,
Yeah.
then you're out.
Right.
You're, if there's any talk about it, or
Oh,
anyone hears
shit.
anything or shares anything,
Anything comes out, you're fucked.
you're out.
You're getting like thrown in jail.
You're getting sent to the camps.
Oh, fuck,
you're working.
dude.
You know what I mean? Like they just take you, they rip you out. So my mom's mom, on the side secretly, she was trying to get out of Poland. 'Cause everyone was trying to get
Everyone's
out,
trying to
but
get
it's
out.
very like
What around what time is this? Do you know?
no,
70s,
I can't.
80s?
Yeah. Around I'm gonna say late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Because I know me and dates does not work out well, and my brother hates me for it.
Seabass, we need a fact check.
But she was saying how one day her mom was like, "Oh, we're going on vacation,
Yeah.
like beautiful vacation." They just take a train.
Yeah.
They go to Austria.
Uh-huh.
They stay there for a year.
Uh-huh.
A year. This is a vacation,
Yeah.
right? This whole time, the mom was trying to. Throughout this like kind of year, she kept paying money for different people, trying to, similar to what's going on if like in Mexico people pay to try and get like a plane and get
Yeah,
out of
man.
here, you know?
Yeah.
They have like some connection, they know some person.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they scam them so many times. It took a
Oh,
year.
yeah,
It took a year for them to get out.
Oh my God.
And there was finally like a lady that was like, "Oh, like we'll take you," you know?
Fuck.
So my mom left her. She was 13,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
She left.
She left all her friends. She left
Her whole
family.
life. That's crazy.
Everything,
That's
right?
so crazy.
And she didn't know. No one
No,
told her
no.
she was going anywhere.
She was being taken.
Yeah, man. And there's this just evil like taking over, you know?
Yeah.
And like you're just forced out.
Yeah.
And they finally get to America. They don't have anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So my mom was telling me, she's like, I was working 3 jobs at the age of 15 to pay for school,
Just to pay for school.
for public school. And she didn't, and her family didn't want to put her in public school because they were in Bayonne.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
Bayonne. Yeah.
it was, they said it was like murders, shootings, like the worst, right?
Yeah.
And she
Dude, this
she
is so
she lived
crazy.
that, and she survived, and
This is so
she's
crazy.
here now. And like I just think, I'm like, it's so insane to think about how you're that young doing all that,
Yeah.
right?
Making those decisions.
And you're here right now, and it's so like, it's so much better for people you're that age.
Oh yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And, but still people are complaining, still people having problems, you know?
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think about is like that divide between
Mhm.
generations,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you're like you don't get your parents sometimes, you know, when you're younger. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I hope
Yeah.
they're like such like, you know, assholes. Like they're trying to make me like do all this stuff, like work, go do. But it's like,
when you go back.
I think you have to you gotta respect what the difference, the difference in how things were, man.
Yeah.
Like you never think about it. Like, obviously you're not living it, but you gotta respect, and like you gotta
have
gotta
to.
hold yourself up to something, man.
Yes, exactly.
There's-
Hold yourself up to that.
I don't know. When I thought about it, I'm like, man, like sometimes I don't want to go, you know, go to work or something. Maybe be glad I have work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or doing something, you know, and
Yeah.
living, because not a lot of people have that, you
That's
know?
perspective.
And especially back then, people didn't have that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's crazy. It's so weird because when I think about my mom, I'm like, oh, this amazing person, this
Yeah.
beautiful person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the life that we've had so far, it's like there's a whole another 20, 30 years of not that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
dude.
wasn't the best situations, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's great perspective that you have,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Maybe that drives you.
Yeah, no, I think definitely does.
Yeah. I thought about that. Like I was like going over the Manhattan Bridge one day to Brooklyn to like, I don't know, rehearse something or go to school, right? To learn how to act.
Yeah.
And I took a second because I'm passing and I see Ellis Island, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where my great grandfather came.
Yes.
To Ellis Island from Italy, from Salerno. And he came when he was, I think, 15.
Wow.
He was a kid.
Yeah.
Left his family, left everything behind, moved in with an aunt that lived here, right? And he told me he would just make sauce, right, every day. Like all he could get was tomatoes
Yeah.
and like some spices. So he'd make like a sauce and like some pasta. It was cheap. And every day he would eat. And he worked in he went to the war, right? So World War II happened.
Yep.
And so he didn't want to fight for the Nazis.
Yep.
So he came here, and when he was of age, he fought for us, and he was on a destroyer. This life is, I mean, it's fucking wild. It's wild that this young kid had to make that kind of choice at that age, come here, go to war, survive, right? He was on a destroyer.
Yeah.
In the middle of World War II, in like the Pacific, you know, in the Pacific Islands.
Yeah.
He went all over the place. And when he came back, he started a family with my great grandmother. And from that, like I'm sitting here with you now doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm crossing the bridge, I'm looking at Ellis Island, and I had this moment of like, I'm crossing a bridge in a car, looking at the place where my great grandfather went through. Just to give, without knowing it, maybe he didn't know it, maybe he did, but to give me the opportunity to do whatever I wanted with my life. Because in Italy, it wouldn't have happened that way, right? We wouldn't have had the opportunity if they won. Like, this isn't going to happen.
For sure.
So he came here, started a family, and like through the generations, I'm here now with the chance, with the opportunity to live a life like I want. That wasn't even a choice for him.
Yeah.
He worked in a after that he worked in a slipper factory.
Yeah.
For his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But that was enough for him.
Yeah.
Just to give us the opportunity to do something.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. When you hold yourself up to that, I appreciate everything after that.
Right.
Like when I realized what he did for us and what my grandfather did and what my father did, damn. Like they didn't have the opportunities I have.
Oh, man.
And maybe I'm selfish when I think about like what I want to do. But when I hold it up to them, I'm like, man, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to begin with.
Yeah, man.
You know, it wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be any like live a life you want.
Yeah.
It would just be live a life to be like survive and like start a family so that maybe one day they have it. Like now we have it.
Yeah, man. We gotta make something out of it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's a weird new generation where like you get the chance.
When you think about, imagine going through, you know, you escape. Let's say you escape Germany because you don't want to be a Nazi. You come here, you do what you can. You work whatever, how many jobs,
Doesn't
right?
matter. Doesn't matter.
You're working in a factory.
Yep.
You know, as a kid.
Yep. You go to war, dude.
You go to war.
It's crazy.
You get out of that. You have kids, and now you're here in this like day and age.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, like I did this for you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, like I worked through all this shit, and like, imagine watching your kids grow up in this time, and like shit's like this. It's like heaven.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
The way our great grandparents, our grandparents would look
man.
at it. Of course, our parents. Yeah, definitely. There's
that
no
must be
excuse.
so hard to
Oh man,
raise a kid now.
squandered potential. Like
Yeah.
I've done all this, and like I was hoping that you would live a life you're proud of, and like you could do something special. I've lived a life for you. Like that's so.
Yeah.
It just makes me think. Like it fires me up.
Me too, man. Oh fuck.
That's
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. I wanna do something, man.
You will.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And you are. You
For
are right
sure.
now, presently.
For sure. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Life's crazy, man.
I know, but
I love it.
Me too. And it sucks, and it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and like, but as it should be, man.
Yeah.
Like talking about this in front of like a lake, dude. Like,
Yeah, man. This is what I wanted, man. I just want to have that.
yeah.
It feels good.
Dude, I used to come out here all the time.
Yeah.
You too, huh?
Yeah,
You were
man.
out here.
More later. Still when I was younger, we still come out here.
Yeah.
Funny story about over here. I remember this is a long time ago. It was maybe like 5-6 years ago. I was with my one ex, right? And I brought out here. You know, you bring out a girl to
This
like
was
a
a
place.
smooth
Yeah,
fucking
dude,
Mikey,
at night,
Mikey Nowicki.
At night, sunset.
Slick Mike.
Dude, so
Damn.
I forgot what time.
You're romantic, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You're
I'm a
romantic.
hopeless romantic.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
bad.
Me too, bro.
It sucks, kind of, but I fucking love it.
Yeah. Every hopeless romantic says the same thing. It
Yeah,
sucks,
yeah.
but it's the best ever.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
So
I wouldn't trade it.
So we were sitting out here, right? We
Yeah.
were just sitting there talking.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You end up cuddling, right?
Okay.
And
Right
then
here?
yeah.
Literally here?
down by there. Literally right down by there.
Oh, this
on
is
the rocks.
crazy.
On the rocks out here.
Are you serious?
Right? Yeah. We're just sitting there, right?
All right. I'm picturing it.
All right.
Go ahead.
And this is after like we kind of got past like the are we thing kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Why is it always that?
I don't know, man.
Why can't
Because
it
you're
be
young
like-
and stupid. That's what it is.
Why can't it be like, I like you? Do you
Yeah,
like me?
man.
Yes or no? And then when they say yes or no, you know.
Yeah.
We're together or we're not.
That's what
I hate this in between shit.
Yeah.
I hate like
I hate it.
we're talking and
But
once in a while-
sometimes like when it's like both of you
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of like the kind of like joke kind of thing, you're like, all right, this is kind of cool. We're just chilling.
Do you think like that happened back in the day? Like great grandparents are like, I've heard stories where it's like, you're my
You know
wife
what I
now.
imagine, dude, when it's like old, like young, like people from back then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine them like they walk up into like a bar or something,
Mhm.
and they stand next to them, and they're like, "So can I take you? Can I get you a drink or something like that?"
Yeah.
You know, and then it's just smooth as hell.
But it was always
But
like,
it probably wasn't.
but the men were like, I want you to be my girl.
Imagine-
It wasn't like,
Imagine doing that right now.
I love that. I think that's so cool. Like a guy should just walk up to the girl they like, or
Yeah.
whoever should walk up to whoever and be like,
yeah.
I like you.
Yeah, man.
It's fear of rejection.
It's all games. And
Fear of
shit
rejection.
now.
Yeah.
You gotta work around and be like, I want. like swimming around.
I don't want to offend you.
Be like,
I just
maybe I'm like
I'm gonna send an emoji, and then maybe she'll get.
Maybe she'll send me another emoji.
And it's just mixed signals, dude. It's,
I hate it.
Sketchy.
It sucks. That's technology, bro. But anyway, so we're
next
we're
girl you
sitting
like,
here.
please just go up to her and just say.
Yeah, dude. That's what
Cool.
I want to do
Okay.
probably. So sitting here, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're all it's all sensual, sentimental out here. You know, we're
Sensual?
chilling. You know,
Dude.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Kiss.
Whoa.
What do you mean? Whoa. What are you fucking 50, dude?
Whoa, dude.
Come on.
This is PG-13.
All right, so
man.
we're out here, right?
We don't know who's listening.
Imagine, right? We're
Yeah.
looking down at the water.
You laid down a
beautiful.
picnic, like.
Dude, there's like rocks down there. You can
Oh,
kind of sit
okay.
on them. You
Cool.
know, it's kind of comfy.
Yeah.
I remember
It's fucking beautiful.
I remember, dude. We bought a pint of ice cream and we ate it together.
Wow. What
That's
kind of
like-
ice cream?
Oh man.
Don't say mint chocolate chip.
No, I was like, no, nah, dude, hell no.
Don't say mint
That-
chocolate chip.
I don't know.
Everyone
like
says mint
cookie
chocolate.
dough or something.
There you go.
But so we're out here, right? Imagine
Yeah.
it's night,
Okay.
dark,
Moon's out.
dark.
Like but big moon.
Moon's not out.
Oh.
So this is the thing,
dark as hell.
bro. We start seeing a light, like it's pitch black.
Oh god.
We start seeing like. We thought it was like aliens, dude. I'm not even kidding. We were screaming. It was so bright. Dude, the moon was like this, like huge.
Yeah.
It
No
was
light.
huge.
No light.
It was coming from the horizon above those trees. I don't know how.
Come on.
I don't know how, but it just did. I'm not even kidding. And we were like, what the fuck? We thought literally like a new thing was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in space or something like that.
Yeah.
But we were freaking out, dude.
Wow.
And I don't know. It was kind of funny because it was just like funny.
Yeah.
But it also kind of brought us like, all right, we're like so stupid,
yeah.
right? We're both like idiots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, brought us closer.
Wow.
It was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
It
that
was
you both
so
share.
weird though. I was like, how does that work?
Do you this is crazy. It's crazy that we're here right now. Like I get to
Yeah.
be in the space right now.
Yeah.
There's like swans out the fucking lake, dude. This is so beautiful. This is crazy. Do you like? I know for me, like with my ex, if there was an option to be friends, I was kind of young and stupid, and I chose to like not be friends.
Yeah, me too.
You did.
Yeah.
I just it's hard for me to, because you share moments like that
Yeah.
where you see all of each other.
Yeah. Especially if I feel like we're more emotional
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So when someone sees all of you
yeah.
and then decides like, I don't want this anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't want what you've shown me anymore.
Yeah.
How do you see that person in life again? And like, it's like pretending like you don't know each other,
Yeah.
but you do. At least that chapter.
Which
of
is
you.
what I can't do. I can't do it.
I don't wish that person any kind of ill. Like I always say, like I hope and pray that she gets everything she wants in life.
Yeah.
And like she has people around her that love her. She never thinks of me, and like
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
but, like-
I'm not gonna lie. Like, with, like, I once like thought like I was so angry, especially after, because
for
I
sure,
thought like we
for
could
sure.
whatever be friends.
For sure.
Because I'm trying to, because I think like you should be able to,
You should be.
you know.
In a mature world. you
And
definitely
I've
should
tried
be.
like going, like I've gone back and like
Maybe you
it's
should.
worked
Actually,
out.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
should.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on circumstances, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've gone back to like a couple and I've gotten
been okay.
to be friends
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
And then like and then when it really comes down to it, it's like you don't really talk anyway.
Well-
So it's like whatever.
Is it how deeply you believed like in that person in the relationship?
Yeah.
Because like if it was like a relationship where you're like, I mean this is fun for now, and like I hope it goes
I
somewhere.
mean,
and, like,
most of the ones
the
I
connection
have
wasn't
are
as strong.
very deep.
got you.
You know.
Got you.
So that's why I can't really like. It's hard to be like, yeah, we can just be friends.
Me too. That's why I don't have that.
Yeah.
If I was like emotionally invested in a person, it's
Yeah.
always like head first.
Yeah, because sometimes like even when like for some of them that I have become friends again with,
Yeah.
it's like you kind of think about it again,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, like that's not good.
It's just it's got to be weird. It's got to be just like a weird thing to see them in life now.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And again, like if that was to happen, I'm totally respectful. Like
Yeah.
obviously, but like to talk like you used to, like you just can't. You can't be the
Yeah,
same.
You can't.
It's
And I
impossible.
applaud the people that can.
Well, it isn't impossible. People do it. People do
People do it, man.
it. I'm just not that
And
kind of person.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I wish I was, dude.
Me too.
Cold-hearted.
Me too. I wish you could walk through life and just be like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm gonna leave just a body count behind me and just like,
dude,
just do whatever I want.
Just count them up.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Which is a blessing, man. Because that's a shitty life, I think.
I think so too.
Like,
I mean, we're talking about a lot of people here.
Yeah,
whatever way you live, man. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Bro, we did an hour.
We knocked out an hour?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I still got battery.
I'm surprised, dude. I'm surprised we made it. I was like, this thing is going to crash. There's going to be cops pulling up.
Dave didn't have any faith.
I didn't.
No faith. But we did it. And you know what? Let's fucking wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up. Let's take in this lake one more time.
Let's take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath of me right now on the podcast.
We got the slide. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It looks like a slide of some kind, dude.
How do you get up to it?
It must connect to like a truck or something. Maybe that's something to dump stuff in the lake. That's kind of weird.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dump the fish in.
yeah, dump fishing. Yeah. Oh, but this has been beautiful, man. This is really cool.
Thanks for not shooting it down and just being like, no, we're not doing this.
I'm glad you pulled me out here, dude.
Hell yeah,
it's really beautiful. Again, it makes you appreciate things a bit more.
Damn.
Thank you,
man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, dude. I love you. I love you. Have fun in Tokyo, dude. I know you're not going to Tokyo. Osaka. Oh, you are going to Tokyo.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, cool. Have some dope dollar sushi for me.
Yeah.
Say hi to your brother. Give him a big hug.
Yeah, dude.
Are you excited for the trip?
I feel like for trips, dude, it never hits me like
until you're there.
Until I'm there, dude. Gotcha. Never hits me. That plane ride though is gonna be rough.
You gotta just take that melatonin and take a nice
pass out,
sleep.
Take
a nice coma, bro.
Take a bullet in the brain.
No, just a hot coma.
I wish someone would just like smack the side of my head and just make me knock out. Fall asleep.
Dude, I can't sleep on planes ever.
I'm so bad.
Ever.
It's like 13 hours too. Can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
Well,
I hope you enjoy your time.
For sure, dude. Thank you. I'm gonna miss you, dude.
I'll miss you too.
Not gonna lie.
I'll miss you too. I'm gonna miss it. It's gonna be weird.
But when we're back, we're gonna be bigger people.
You need the vacation. You need to get out there. Man. You need to see your brother.
For sure.
You need to experience
life.
He
needs to see me, dude.
And no work, dude. You're not gonna work for 3 weeks.
That's gonna feel weird.
Fuck. Enjoy that. Like, take that mountain experience.
I'm bringing a lot of my
your writing stuff.
Writing stuff and video stuff.
Good.
So I'm gonna record probably a little thing.
Cool.
Kind of put it up.
Cool.
You know, just like an overview, or maybe some like individual, like kind of just like YouTube kind of videos, because I like doing that too.
Yeah. Look out for those. Shout out.
Yeah, dude, for sure. You got anything else?
No, man. I'm just excited for you. Enjoy it, like the hike. Like just put your phone away and fucking enjoy it. Take it in.
I can't wait.
You're young and you're in Japan with your bro.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy it.
Well, shit, guys. It's episode 18 of the You Are Here podcast.
Yes.
Hopefully this wind is not that bad and ruin everything, but thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. If you got a question or anything, you're going through something, let us know. We'll talk about it. We'll keep it anonymous if you want.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Always.
You can catch the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube with the video, Podbean, Castbox, basically everywhere. Check out our website, www.youareherepodcast.co. We could not afford the M. And yeah, man, I'm Mike. I'm signing out, man.
I'm Dave. I love y'all. This has been amazing. Go read this book, Letters to a Young Poet. I think you'll get something from it, man. I'm going to give this to you, actually.
Yes,
take this with you.
Thank you. I will.
Enjoy.
I can't wait to read on the plane, too.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's a quick read. Love you guys.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Peace.
Oh, man. My boy's leaving.